my birthday today, so I thought I'd go on a birthday hunt. Hopefully a goat, maybe a pig if I'm really lucky, but who knows. Taking the old 303 for a walk today, the old 1944 gun, so hopefully we'll get something, even if it's just something to mince for the cat, but just an excuse to get out for a walk really. So I'll take you along for the walk and yeah, see how it goes. So I'm using the old warhorse again today, the old 303. Bloody blackberry. Blackberry's always nicer when they've been warmed by the sun. So we're up to the clearing now. Hopefully it's only the wind blowing so far down the gully, but it's hard to tell, it swirls a lot up there. We're at the clearing now, and hopefully we might see something. Nice little patch of bush, that's a nice little gully. Doesn't look like anyone's been up here for a while. Pig hunters use it a lot, but we've been warm and we had big storms last week, so odds are I don't think anyone's been up here by the look of the track, but there's no one way to find out. The wind is blowing down the gully towards me now, which is good. Now it's just turned, it's back blowing up my backside again, so once I get up there it tends to be a bit more consistent, so I'll go up there and see. That's the clearings over there where the goats mostly are. Sometimes in here. I can't see anything, but occasionally pigs come out there too. But we'll see. Once I get up here, I'll chamber around and put it on half cock. Wind's swirling a bit here, but it always does that. Usually it's quite steady once you get up around here. I come down here, I keep out of the line of sight and keep the scrub between me and where the goats are, if there are any there of course. Often they're tucked away and they're quite hard to see. There's often pig sign in here. The pigs seem to come down this creek from this ridge. Right, come around here. The wind's blowing this way now, so it's perfect. Once I get up there, I'll put it around on half cock in the breech, just in case. Yeah, the rifle is on half cock. These are around nearly in safe a campfire. Pigs like coming out down here. The occasional goat. The GoPro's good microphone. Makes you sound like a draft horse coming under here. It also amplifies your puffing. So I sound like an emphysemic draft horse. Well, the wind's sort of on my right cheek now, the gully is straight up here, so that's not too bad. Not good, but not too bad. I am seeing goat sign, but most of them are down here, and often you don't know they're there. So it's a little dips and hollows in the gully. Right, well, it should be down here somewhere. I think probably behind that punga, I would say. Yep, there it is. Young billy goat. Yep. So that's one less goat to eat the bush. He'd be a good eater. He's only neck shot, so he'll be no damaged meat whatsoever. So the big job now is, well, not big job, is not too far of a drag out to the car. Drag him out through the creek, up the other side, into the car, and home again. So he's only young, a couple of years old probably. Not too many flies about, which is good. And I better drag him out easy, not heavy. And it's nice to only have the one to worry about. A bit more work than going to the supermarket to get your meat, but a lot more satisfying. Which is a bit rich to come from me when you think a supermarket paid my wages for about 20 years. But I'm in a butchery department. But you got to drive out here, find your goat, have all your gear obviously sorted. And again, the old 303, the old beaten up old girl did the job again. But flash her with a scope on, then when she was in World War II configuration obviously. But yeah, like I say, you got to drive all the way out here, which is about 55 k's from home. Find your goat, shoot your goat, dress your goat, get it home as quickly and coolly as possible so it doesn't go off, especially this time of year when it's so warm. So I'll keep the liver and kidneys and the heart out of it. I quite like heart, but I'll give it to the cat, he loves it. Goat fry tomorrow lunch probably, so don't normally have breakfast. Well, occasionally do, but yeah. So interesting for your 59th birthday today, another year and hit the big 6-0, so it's good to be still get out in the hills and yeah, and just get out in the hills, simple as that really. And it's satisfying too when you can use an old girl like this. You know, she's built in 1944, so it's the old girl's still going, still love using it, and obviously still drops them. So now yeah, here comes the drag out, well, clean up and drag out. There's the old rifle full of markings on it, of course. Flash, well, not a flash, it's a Nikon scope, 16.5 inch barrel. A little tip, tie some blue baling twine onto your steel, because if you drop it, they're really hard to find, and the blue string makes it a lot easier to find. So you can see if that had dropped down into there, you're not going to see it, but you're certainly going to see the blue string. Otherwise it just disappear. So it's a good way not to lose stuff. When you're dressing out something and you put your knife on the ground like you often do, don't. Pick it up, put it on the animal, on maybe your bag, somewhere it's easy to see, on your pack while you're doing it, because otherwise you put it down here, especially if the grass is a bit long, and then the next thing is the knee goes down onto it, and that's the last thing you want to have happen when your mole's in the bush. Just have this in your knee or your thigh. So you just put it somewhere conspicuous and away from where you're kneeling. Don't just throw it down and get on something, because odds are you'll forget about it. So again, they're sort of too small to really put on your back properly, to carry out in backpack like you would a deer. So it's easy just to drag it out, that's why I leave the heads in here. If it was nice and handy, I bring the heads out and I'll bring them out for the chooks or to put them in the maggot farm for the chickens, where I breed maggots to feed them. Works really, really well. I'll show that on another video. And that's where I had the camera set up, but I spooked the goat by making too much bloody noise. Which just goes to show how difficult it is to film and hunt. Can't get any more sustainable than that. One less pest to eat the bush. Month's worth of meat from me. Haven't had to graze it. Haven't had to buy food, conventional or organic, in for it from anywhere around the country, world, whatever. And it could be meat for a month. So now we've come from up there and just going down through there. Right, just dragging this out, down through here, back to the car, back to the creek, straight across the creek, and Bob's your uncle. And we're on our way home. For Lee, and that coffee in that thermos is going to go down really well. Not that it's been a hard hunt, I need to say. Can't get much easier than this. Little rewa seedling coming up. The goats have missed it, thank goodness. One, two, three. Right, let's get it across the creek. That is weird. I just heard a possum down there. Pretty weird at about 5ish, I suppose, 5:30, something like that. Anyway, back to the cart. Cuppa. Yep, that hits the spot. Thanks for coming along. Good way to spend the birthday, fill in the freezer, out in the Taranaki East backcountry. And yeah, thanks for coming along. There he goes again. Cheers.